What happens in the moment of death? How much does it depend on our level of consciousness? Is the experience after death more objective or subjective?
The moment of death is simply a shift of focus. Your consciousness lets go of the focus on physical reality and tunes into another frequency, another reality, which you will experience based on your own vibration. That experience is entirely subjective because there is no one objective post-death experience. What you perceive depends on your vibration, your beliefs, your emotions, and your intentions. If someone is afraid or confused, they may first encounter confusing or chaotic experiences. If someone is peaceful, open, and elevated, the transition can be smooth and full of light. Your level of consciousness is key. The more aware you are that physical death is not the end of existence, just a doorway, the more flexible and free you will be on the other side. The universe is based on resonance. You always experience the reality that matches your vibration, both in life and in what you call death.
Is there any level of objectivity after death for people living on Earth? I'm thinking of religious teachings, belief systems, philosophies, personal views, or social conditioning.
What you call objectivity in the afterlife is really just a shared vibrational consensus, a collectively held belief system. Religions, philosophies, and social patterns are all frameworks that groups of people agree to. That doesn't mean they reflect universal, absolute truth. They're more like shared dream scripts. When many people tune into the same story, they co-create and experience it together. So after death, for those deeply attached to a particular religious or philosophical framework, experiences may appear that reflect those beliefs. But this is not something imposed from the outside. It arises from their own frequency. Consciousness always experiences reality in a subjective way, but when many people resonate with similar beliefs, they may have similar experiences. That's what gives the illusion of objectivity. In truth, each person creates their own reality, whether or not that reality harmonizes with others.
Does a belief system define your frequency, or are they separate things?
They are closely connected, but not identical. A belief system is a thought-emotion filter through which you interpret the world. Your frequency is the energetic signature you emit and align with. What you believe shapes your frequency, because belief affects how you feel, how you think, and how you act. And all that together forms your vibrational tone. For example, a belief system rooted in love and trust invites higher vibrational experiences. But a belief system rooted in fear, lack, or separation generates denser, lower frequency realities. So, beliefs form the pattern, and the frequency is the overall tone. They mirror and reinforce each other. Change one, and you shift the whole field of your experience.
You mentioned that a fear-based belief system tends to create denser experiences. So, if fear is built into the foundation of a personal or collective belief system, does that automatically tune it to a lower frequency?
Yes, exactly. Fear, lack, and separation are core vibrations that create dense fields of experience. If a belief system, whether individual or collective, is rooted in fear, guilt, punishment, exclusion, or anxiety, it tunes the people into a lower vibrational reality almost by default. This isn't a punishment or fate, it's resonance. You experience what matches your vibration. So if a community is soaked in fear, they'll attract experiences that confirm those fears because they match the internal tone. The good news? You can always shift your vibration. When you recognize that a belief stems from fear and consciously rewrite it, your vibration changes, and with it, your reality. That's real empowerment.
If I understood correctly, we experience what matches our frequency, and what we experience then reinforces that frequency.
Exactly. It's a feedback loop, a dance of vibrations. What you emit, your beliefs, your emotions, your thoughts, tunes you into a specific reality, and what you then experience feeds back as reinforcement. If you're afraid and perceive fearful events, that confirms your fear and strengthens the frequency, which attracts more of the same. Unless you become conscious. When you realize the world isn't something separate that happens to you, but a mirror of your own vibration, then you step into the space of conscious creation. You can tune yourself differently and receive new feedback from reality. That's where freedom begins.
If we frame this logic in 3D terms, just the earthly, rational level, would a modern psychologist say the same?
Yes, even on the rational 3D level, modern psychology says something very similar. In cognitive behavioral therapy and in positive psychology, the model is this. Your beliefs shape your thoughts and feelings. Your feelings affect your behavior. Your behavior creates outcomes that reinforce your beliefs. This is called the cognitive behavioral loop. If someone believes, "I'm not good enough," they might avoid challenges, which leads to failure, which confirms the original belief. Psychologists teach that if you become conscious of your distorted thoughts and start to rewrite them, your emotional responses and actions will also change. That brings new outcomes and new confirmations. So yes, even from a rational, scientific perspective, the pattern is the same. It's a self-reinforcing loop, or one you can consciously break and transform.